Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's Ashley J's. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ashley J. And today we are chatting about how to get out of your own way. That's right, you are standing in your own way of finding that great relationship that you want to be in, finding that love that can last forever. So today we are going to discuss that. All right, stay tuned. Let's first talk about the reasons why you might be getting in your own way with when it comes to finding love. There are a lot of people who have been hurt, and that hurt is stunting their ability to connect with someone else on a romantic level. So, when the love is real, you have to be open and vulnerable. That's it. You got to be open. You can't close yourself off because you don't want to have someone in that spot again. I actually have a online course called Rekindle the Fire, and in that course we discuss some of the pains that people have when it comes to relationships and some of the things that might occur that'll stop them from having that relationship. And one of the things could be abandonment. Um, and when you are abandoned, say by a parent or someone who you felt was your first love, your first true love, when you're abandoned by them, that sets the tone for every other relationship that you get into if you don't get get help first. Okay. um so that abandonment causes people to shut down and build a security system around their heart and their emotions. And it'll stop them from becoming a person that can love, and a person that can be vulnerable and become intimate with other people. This is something that we discussed in my course. So keep your eyes open. I will be making the course available. I know that's a shameless plug, but I had to put that in there real quick. Okay, so when you have a real love with someone who you're in love with and it's real, you have no option but to end up being open with them and vulnerable. It might take some time, but you have to end up doing it in order to make this a lasting love. You might be afraid that you're going to get hurt again, and that's very natural. That's like, if you burn your hand on the stove, right? Then in the future that if you touch the stove while it's hot, you're going to get burned. So you're not going to touch the stove at all, right? But if you're going to be in a relationship, you have to try again. I know it may be painful, trust me, I know, but you, like I did, you have to figure out how to get over that pain, get over that hurdle, and give love another opportunity. Okay. New love makes you challenge your inner critic. So this is a psychology term. The inner critic. The inner critic is that voice inside of you that is critiquing everything that you're doing, and it's making you feel like is giving you strength, it's empowering you, but it's really not. It's making you miss out on some really great opportunities. You may have met that person that you're supposed to be with already, but because of being afraid that you're going to get hurt again, because of your inner critic, that person has slipped away, right? And the inner critic is like, you just saved yourself some pain. Don't even worry about it. We're good by ourselves. The inner critic might tell you, don't do that because that person, you're going to run that person away. Or your inner critic might say, you don't deserve to be loved because you have this ugly little secret inside of you that nobody else knows about. So the inner critic is not your friend. You have to learn how to overcome the inner critic and be willing, not just learn how to, but be willing to overcome the inner critic and work on um, just being you, being who you are, and being accepting of what comes your way. Um, you also, okay, also experiencing true joy can open you up to experiences, um, to experience true hurt. That doesn't make sense though. Experiencing true joy can also open you up to experience true hurt. So it's okay to feel. That's what I'm trying to say. It's okay to feel. It's okay to um, be really, really happy, but also know that it's okay to be really, really hurt and to feel that hurt. You have to kind of, sit in that sometimes so that you can learn from it. So either way, it's okay. You just have to learn how to deal with it. Also, sometimes love can be one sided. If you're in a situation where you have so much love for this person that you've been with for the last year, right? And but something is missing, and that's that the fact that they aren't reciprocating that love, then guess what? It's one sided. And you have to make the decision for yourself whether you are okay with it being one sided or if you are done with a one sided relationship, because there is somebody out there that will return that same love that you're giving to the person who doesn't deserve it. And if it's a one sided love, that's all, it's somebody that doesn't deserve to have your love. You've read the situation wrong, possibly. And I'm not saying this is your fault, but I'm saying possibly you read the situation wrong and missed some of the signs that that person was giving you, or you're just trying to force love on them. Either way, it's not healthy, and you have to figure out how to overcome that and leave that situation so that you can be open to a better situation and be with someone who is going to give you the love that you so deserve. Sometimes going all in is not a good thing, which means you might break your connection with your family. So, in the one-sided situation, the one-sided relationship, the one-sided love, I'm sorry, um, it's possible that you are going all in. It's possible that, say that person says that they love you, right? But it kind of turns into abuse. And with it being abuse, they are controlling you and keeping you away from the support system that you need. So that's your family, that's your friends, because they want to keep you all to themselves because you're giving them everything that they want, but they're not giving you what you want. So going all in for somebody is not a good thing. You have to take your time. You have to read the situation and know whether something is right or wrong for you. That connection that you have with your family is so very important, and it's not important enough to lose it for someone who is just basically abusing you. Also, now we'll want to talk about how to overcome these factors. Okay, that's what we're going to move into now. We talked about what may be causing you to not want to open up and stand in your own way of getting into a relationship. Now we're going to talk about how to overcome it. First thing is, look at what happened in your past. Identify the themes that have occurred in the past relationships. And once you find the themes, they may lead you to how you were taught those things by your parents. Once you do this, begin to change those negative themes. Okay, I know that was a mouthful, so let's break it down. Look at what happened in your past relationships. So, what happened to you in your past relationships? What were those relationships like? What was that partner like? What was that individual like? What were you like together? Look at that. Write it down. and really examine that past relationship that you were in. Now, once you do that, now I want you to do that with more than one relationship. Do that with maybe 2 or 3 relationships, right? Now, once you do that, identify the themes that have occurred in those past relationships. So, what was it that you were what was it that was happening in those relationships that made them negative, that made them relationships that were one-sided and not good for you to be in? What happened? Write those themes down, and those themes can be something like we just talked about, being all in with somebody, reading signals wrong, somebody taking advantage of you. Write those themes down, okay? And once you got them, think about your parents and how they taught you about being in a relationship, okay? So one thing could be that your parent, from watching your parents, you've learned how to give up your power to please someone else. That could be a theme, and that could be something that you learned from your parents, okay? And once you figured out what that was that you learned, that theme was that you learned from your parents, you need to start to change that negative theme. In order to do this, you have to do some soul searching and really figure it out. I mean, really sit down, like I said, with pen and paper, excuse me, and figure out what it is that your parents taught you, and whatever they taught you, you're bringing into your relationship. Excuse me. You're bringing them into your relationships, and work on changing it. You have to change it, flip it, change it to the positive, so that you can begin to release some of those things and grow as an individual who can be in a relationship. Also, you got to learn how to ignore your inner critic. Yes, I told you that the inner critic may make you feel like they got you, it has your back, but you need to ignore it, because the inner critic can damage you and definitely keep you from moving forward in your life. And so, excuse me, so you want to go ahead and ignore the inner critic. Start thinking for yourself. I know that sounds crazy because the inner critic is within you, but think from your heart. Don't think so much with your mind, because when we think with our minds, a lot of times we kind of mess things up. So don't ignore the inner critic, okay? Also, get out of your comfort zone by challenging the things that bring you comfort. Yes, you have to get uncomfortable in order to find the love that you deserve. Don't be content with being in the same place and with the same people. Be willing to get uncomfortable. Do something that you've never done before in order to meet somebody. Go out to I don't know, a sip and paint, and that's something that you're not comfortable with because you've never done it and you don't have any desire to do it, but do it anyway, and you strike up conversation with the people who are around you. That is one way that you can get out of your own way, because you're challenging yourself. This is how to get out of your own way. What we're going over, how to overcome those fears. This is the way to do it, because you have to challenge yourself. We challenge ourselves to be better people, and also allow yourself to feel all of those feelings that you are experiencing. So you can you need to feel everything. It's okay. We are emotional creatures. We are emotional people. It's okay, because emotions show that you are alive and that you are feeling something. So feel it. Don't stop it. Don't prevent the feelings from happening. This makes you vulnerable, and it helps you to build on those relationships that you are trying to build. Also, be vulnerable and open. Try new roles and experiences. Sometimes being vulnerable and open will put you in a position that is good for you. So take that chance with the person that you're making have a relationship with. Open up to them. Be vulnerable with them. Also, if you are, say, an alpha female or an alpha male, sometimes it's good to go ahead and take a step back and let that other person take the lead. Okay? You might learn something from that other person if you let them take the lead. And it, like I said, it could put you in a better position. So you let that person take the lead. Guess what? They're not gonna let you down. And you're gonna, once you learn that they're not gonna let you down, then you are going to put yourself in a place where you're like, hey, you know what? I don't have to do this. You can go ahead and do this. But you want to be able to be willing and open to place yourself in that position. Because all things are not, this stuff is not bad for you. This is good. Excuse me. And I hope that you learned something from the tips that I've provided for you. I hope that you guys, this is interesting to you. And I appreciate you being here with me. I appreciate you listening to me and chatting with me. And I will hope that you can go to my website. It's ashleyj.com. You can go find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter is Ashley JW. Appreciate you guys. And if you would like to leave a comment, go ahead, leave a comment below, or find me on my social media sites and make a comment, and share this episode with someone that you think could benefit from it. So until we chat again, guys, bye.